Welcome and hello, hello and welcome, welcome and hello, hello and welcome, welcome and hello, hello and welcome. Happy Friday, everybody. Bienvenidos a todos. Gracias a todos. Thank you for joining me on another extremely special edition of Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just that little bit more, that little bit something extra, those intangibles you can't quite put your finger on it. Is it the bad jokes, the chubby host? Is it the horrible penny stock picks? Is it the you know general tiny wing energy emanating from this channel? I don't know what it is, guys, but whatever it is, it's a beautiful little recipe we have here at UnPocoMas, guys. Of course, they call me Little Danny Cornbread DeCarlo because I'm moist. I'm doughy and I crumble under pressure. They call me the tugboat because I am short in stature, pull more than my own weight, and I'm rarely far from my home port. Of course, they call me Stubby Cohiba due to an unfortunate manscaping accident I had with a Vitamix blender in the 1970s back in Coral Gables, Florida, anywhere in South Florida. They still call me Stubby Cohiba, also call me DJ Patchy Drizzle, in addition to MC Al Dente, Hurricane Lopez, Stock Karen, and many, many other monikers I've earned throughout the years in the school of hard knocks, guys. It's all been hard knocks. Wasn't for bad luck, wouldn't have no luck at all. I was born under a bad sign. You know how it goes. That's right, SJ Tavares. That's right. 3, 2, 1. Let's Poco, guys. Let's do it. Enough about me, enough about my nicknames, enough about the fact that I'm chubby, to put it charitably. Some might say obese, but I'm not a doctor nor a statistician, so I'm not prepared to, paint myself with that broad a brush, no pun intended, or that fat a brush, as the case may be. But if the brush fits, you're going to have to wear it. Or comb your thinning hair with it, as the I don't know what I'm rambling about, guys. I did not get enough sleep. I have no coffee. I'm drinking weak green tea, and I'm just riding the struggle bus, guys, without a ticket. I jumped the turnstile to the struggle bus because I'm fat. I just play a lot of tennis. You ever seen a 300-pound guy trying to jump a tennis net, give himself a horrible concussion? Oh, it's no fun. Anyway, guys, the great Naughty Lurker is here, the best wrench in the business. You know him, you love him. It's J Money, the bald ambassador of stocks, the greatest cyclist slash competitive canoeer, competitive head shaver, competitive lumberjack, all that stuff. The great Naughty Lurker. Thank you and welcome and hello to you, Naughty Lurker. It's UnPocoMas. Guys, let's talk about what's going on today, because it's another wild day. Like this, everything gapped down basically, and then kind of came back up and did the little, Friday curl over, where I think they're going to push down for OPEX here, 1 and 2 hours before you guys know how options works. Most people aren't watching their options, and they're a little bit outside the money. And depending on your brokerage, about 2 hours or 90 minutes before the end of the day, they'll start to auto sell those options if they're worth anything. So you can end up having your option sell for a penny. If the stock starts to go up at the end of the day, it was out of the money. It doesn't get in the money, but it gets to where it has a value of something. Say you're buying SOFI at 29 and they have the stock down at 28.50. There's no market for that option. And all of a sudden, right at the end of the day, the stock runs up to, like, for instance, 28.80. Well, all of a sudden, that option might be worth 4 or 5 cents. And if you have a lot of so there's a whole industry, and they sell your option for a penny to some zero OPEX guy, and then he sells it for 4 cents to some other fat guy, and then it ends up expiring, and his fat little palm's absolutely worthless. Of course, never happened to me asking for a friend. But what's going on today, guys? How's everybody doing? The great Alex 1ZF is here. Brian with a Y. I guess that's Brian with a Y. We love Brian with a Y, that's for sure, because the man is not going to give you a bunch of extra vowels you don't need. He's not going to say, is that Brain? Is that Brian? Am I dyslexic? What's going on? He's just going to give you a Y. And why not? That's what I say. Why not? That should be Brian with a Y's motto. Hey, it's me, and why not? That was like that Spinal Tap guy on his tombstone. Spinal Tap people are so dumb. Let's see who else is here, but I love that movie. The great Jeff Presley, of course. White Sensation 001 is here. Looking pale, looking excellent with that beard, looking white as ever. The great Emilio Aguilera, the newly licensed, the shark. He's out there. He needs some insurance or whatever the hell he's selling. Go ahead and buy it from Emilio. We can count on him. He's UnPocoMas through and through. My man, Jeff P. What's going on, Jeff? Laboe. Hola, señor. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? A biblioteca todos. Quesadilla. I'm so hungry, guys. I want some tacos so bad. Carnitas tacos with the green sauce. Oh, my. Ooh la la. Ay, ay, ay. Gordo. Let's see, guys. Time to get in the beard trim. Nah, I don't have time. I don't care. I'm old. I'm disheveled. What are you gonna do? Yeah, great bounce. What's going on, SJ? We already talked to you. We already talked to Not a Lurker. Jesus was a liberal hippie. Yep, he's giving me the inside deal on Schenectady. They call them Deuts, I guess, out there. They could the locals, the students. I don't know, something. I got to file that away. The great Chris from P90X. He's working on the lats. Prop earnings after hours, but conference call Monday. I don't know that it's necessarily. It's a weird little company. I think you could interpret it that it's good news that they want to leave the matzo ball hanging out there. I don't know. I don't know if that's good news or bad news. It is a bit unusual. I mean, why not just release earnings Monday and comment Monday? I sort of the stagger. Sometimes I've seen where they'll release like pre-market and then do the call post-market just so more people. It's kind of weird to leave it hanging over the weekend. Maybe they're trying to leave the country or something. Maybe they're trying to, establish false identities and get some fake mustaches together so they can head on down to, Belize or someplace with no extradition treaty. I don't know. No, I'm sure not. I'm sure there's no impropriety involved. Never is in the public markets. Clean. We run a clean game here in the States. That's for sure. Anyway, guys, so NASDAQ up just a little bit, Dow down a little bit, just to put it in scientific terms. S&P basically flat. Russell up a bit. The VIX has come way down. Gold was up and then down. So basically you can see if you look at the heat map, you can see like what's going on. Sort of big tech is up a little bit. The chip guys, Apple, Microsoft, Google, and Meta kind of flat. Amazon flat. Tesla up. But overall, you still see people kind of fleeing to safety. Healthcare's up. Industrials are up. Consumer staples overall a little bit mixed, a little bit down, but then energy up. So you still see the financials are mostly all down, but big banks had a JP Morgan, Bank of America has had a hell of a run of late. So, it's not really shocking, but again, the fintechs are back up, Robinhood, SOFI, et cetera, recovering. Looks like PayPal's down. My eyes are too bad to really read these heat maps, but you definitely see, recovery in tech, recovery in chip, recovery in some of the AI plays, and then still cooling in some of the more traditional tech names, growth names. Netflix down significantly ahead of the 10-for-1 stock split. Visa and MasterCard, some of these very blue chip, boring, financials down even over 1%, which is a pretty big move for stocks. I don't know why United Health is down so much, but Walmart down, Costco flat. You guys get the idea. You can look at this crap if you want. SoFi again, I believe they're going to push down. Try to let the options expire, and then they'll take a little bit of the pressure off, and there'll definitely be some buying. I would say at the end of the day, the same people I think have been dumping shares since the ER. I mean, I think everyone can see the trajectory with SoFi. It's becoming more and more of a tech company over time. They're, more and more, margin rich, fee based income. They're going to introduce new products. I was working with Chat GTP and, Copilot and reading a bunch of stuff. And when are they going to introduce small business banking? I mean, that's going to be another really nice revenue stream, more in-house small business lending, financing for professionals. I would love to see them open up a specific, program for medical corporations, law corporations, accountancy corporations, and just cater, to these small professional businesses that it's really, you're forgotten. If you're at a bank, if you're at one of these mega banks and you're not a really big client or you're not super wealthy, you're just going to get shat upon. You're going to get paid no mind. They're going to put you on the, pay no mind list. They're going to put you on the, you're not on the list. Well, I know that, but I just need some customers. Try to get try to get a wire out or something. It's like pulling teeth. Like these banks, they just don't want your business. They don't want to deal with you. They think you're beneath them. And then like, that's why I love SoFi. I just got off the phone. My boy Austin at SoFi Invest. I was making some ill-advised moves. You get right through, guys. There's no wait time. I go like, oh, you're going to have a long wait. And then it's like 30 seconds. I love SoFi. I love using SoFi. It's not just that I use the app every single day. I just started, actually actively banking with SoFi. I still bank with Chase and Bank of America, but they're really hitting this thing. What do you notice, guys? Volume very, very strong again today. 61 million shares traded already. And what do we? I don't even have any idea what time it is. I don't know if the sun's up or down, but yeah, we still have, over 2.5 hours of trading to go. So you're probably going to see again 80, 90 million shares traded. The algo's holding on for dear life, suppressing this. This thing wanted to run from 32. It's so. I think the narrative. Yes, institutions are taking some profits. Yes, LaPointe took some profit. If you're Chris LaPointe, CLP3, and you've seen the stock suppressed down at $4 and $5 and $6 and $7, and you've been, working there 24/7, like your life depended on it for the last 5 years, who can blame dude for, putting some money in his bank and providing for his family's future and just securing that and locking it down? I mean, I sold $11 million worth of stock yesterday too. Now a second solarium to my winter house. Or my summer house, I don't know. What the hell? So anyway, what else is going on with other stocks? Yeah, SoFi was just, tapped on, tested 29, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's plenty of buyers up here at the top, guys. I mean, there's plenty of buyers. Very unusual pattern of late. You see where I noted this pattern here where you had one big red candle, a small candle, a big green candle, a small candle, a big red candle, a small candle, big green, small candle, big red. This is very, very odd. Some kind of weird accumulation. It's definitely not distribution. You see uptrend at the lows, uptrend at the highs, and then look at this. This is really odd. I mean, it's big red candle, same exact thing, gap down, big recovery. We just have to see where this goes today. I would certainly obviously like for it to close above, the previous close. If this thing's not green today, it's just, yeah, I don't like to use, the term manipulation because everybody assumes you have a tiny wang. And a lot of people make that assumption about me. It's hidden under a layer of fat, a protective layer of fat. So I won't hear of it. I won't hear of it. As Bill O'Reilly said, we'll never talk of this again. I'll write it and we'll do it live. We'll do it live. We're doing it live, Bill. We're doing it live. Mr. Lufa. Anyway, guys, who doesn't love a good loofah? It's a subordinate. Some weird stuff. Everybody's weird in the entertainment industry, just doing a bunch of nonsense. Police and firemen retirement system in New Jersey, of course. Shout out to the great Nada Lurker. It's talking about, speaking of New Jersey. That's where Nada Lurker gets all his Superman powers, where he can bike for 100 miles. You got all those nuclear plants out there. You drink the water right out of the stream. All of a sudden, you got super strength, just like Nada Lurker, guys. Don't try this at home. They have a 7.37 million stake in SoFi Technologies, of course. Jane Street, they have like 30 million voting shares, 31 million or something. So they got like $1 billion worth of this turd. I'm quite envious. Of course, the shorts working overtime today. These short wang all-stars going home and get their shine bucks for the little side hustle over the weekend. Been getting hurt pretty bad lately because I showed you this yesterday, guys. I mean, all these big shorts, they're shorting from an average of like 12, 13. They thought they were so clever. Oh, we're just going to, imagine a conversation. Hey, Dad, should we drive SoFi down again? Sure, son, drive it down again. Like, it's just like they just control the price. Like it's some, birthright just to, push the stock down when they want and just clip our nuts, just step on our toes, just, pick our pockets, use our weak psychological profile against us and, shear us as sheep over and over again before you finally slit our throats and make a nice mutton stew. Anyway, I don't really know what I'm talking about. So they're shorting another 500,000 shares today. And just, guys, consider coming into the ER at 31. Tons of buying pressure up through 32. So, Bigfoot Johnson steps on the stock, drives it back down to 25, drives it back down to 27 again. Buyers, 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 volume, volume, volume. If you can't see, unless the market falls apart, this stock is going up over 30. You need a new pair of eyeglasses. I mean, S&P 500 coming, crypto coming, options here. I think there's all sorts of new features they're completely prepared to roll out. It's not just small business banking. Think about all the other kinds of loans you can make to these super premium customers. They haven't even scratched the surface. What about, they get set up with some of these like, high dollar items, orthodontists, wedding planners. You start financing weddings, you start financing funerals, you start financing, braces, you start financing. There's a million different things you can finance. So you can rent a wheel, start financing wheels. Got to have some, some dubs. Forget the fact that you're driving a, 1997 Oldsmobile Alero. You get some 26s on that Alero. Oh, people with their money. People make odd decisions. People make odd decisions, don't they? Anyway, guys, sorry about all the rambling, but what else is new, Yep, the tiny wing energy. You get it, you know it, you love it. The king of swing, but not a lot of swing going on there, if you know what I mean. Not a lot of swing going on. How they hanging? They're not. Let's see. Number 6, clap my dog. I hit like because I love mini waters. Yeah, keep forgetting to talk about mini waters anymore. Kind of the bit kind of went out of favor. Fluffy McFloofy McFlaverson. Indeed. I hope you're talking about me. My stocks are down, but SOFI will be magnificent over the next few years. Yeah, it came back nicely. Brian with a Y. Yes, he has joined us. Let's Poco, Alex, indeed, MD11980, cover NIO, buddy. Yeah, I'm going to talk about NIO. Sorry, I'm going to move on here. What's going on? The Ghost, King of Swing, Necesitos por el Barrio, Cabron. Cabron. I saw you in the park. You're always wearing Dodge blue. Mad dog me, and then we'll do electric boogaloo. I am small, but I'm strong. I'll get along with you. If you only. That's a good song, Cabron by Red Hot Chili Peppers. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Like singing randomly, but I'm not a good singer. I am a portly singer. Anyway, yeah, you're right. Let's talk about NIO. Let's see what's going on with some of these other stocks because SOFI, of course, being suppressed, held down, manipulated by the man. They know I own it, so they hold it down. They're oppressing me. Bastards. How dare they? Okay, let's go to NIO since it was requested. Yeah, NIO, guys, look at the chart. This is technical bullshit. When this thing made this big move up off of 5, it checked up about 620, came back, found some support at 606, 605, up and down, found support again at 586, found some support again at. So this is kind of a level where the stock consolidated, and then you see this little plateau kind of slow burn, pump and dump, tiny wing hitchhiker type of thing, little dim. Can't say certain words. Get in trouble. They'll demonetize me. I already demonetized myself. This market has got my micro penis so hard. Indeed, Travis Murphy. Indeed. Went from 6 to midnight and then just kept on going. Brian's good. We're just joking around. He doesn't have a tiny wing. It's manageable. It's manageable. So anyway, what's going on with NIO volume? I really don't know what's going on with NIO other than, good deliveries, Firefly not going to go on with CATL, but I don't think that's really a problem as long as they're actually working in parallel with CATL and all the technology, recycling. I know CATL obviously has an investment in NIO Power, multiple investments in NIO Power. Riding the wave, NIO Strategic Metals announces grant stock options. Everybody's talking about XPeng because of the robots. Very hard for me to say what the economics of these humanoid robots are going to look like. What are they actually capable of? Every time, guys, we've been hearing from Tesla, bunch of companies in China about why don't we ever see we see the robots walk out, everybody oohs and ahs and takes pictures and they look shiny. Why are these I know some of them, they are working on factory floors and stuff, but they're not really emphasizing the capabilities, like the use cases. the economics of it. I know Tesla's now it's going to lease for 200,000 a year, different stuff we've heard over time. It could sell for, XYZ. But I don't know. I'm not prepared to invest in, Xpeng's robots yet. I think it's a great demonstration of the AI capabilities. But are people really going to want, something this costly? Where does it fit in? Because like in factories and stuff, robots already do everything. They just don't look like people. So I don't know what is the real secret sauce of the humanoid robot other than just, people don't have any friends and they need some type of connection and, you know, they're afraid to get naked, any member of the opposite sex, and just rather, have some type of relationship. So I read that Elon Musk is in love with his AI girlfriend or something. That would be very Elon, a weird guy. It was that movie with Joaquin Phoenix. I think they already did that one. So anyway, yeah, Gemini's fucking up everything. Joe SOFI getting crushed on CRISPR. Yeah, me too. Listen, if you own Leaps, you have plenty of time to recover. CRISPR is putting out data again this year, early next year. If everything still looks good on their cardiovascular, their autoimmune, the company is dramatically undervalued. They don't need to raise money. They still have almost $2 billion in cash. I think CRISPR is absolutely fine. This goes back to my oldest adage of don't be afraid of price action. Only use it to your advantage. If you know what you own, they push down. They've been using this stock as a plaything. CRISPR, it's not just CRISPR. It's not just SMCI. It's not, it used to be SOFI, much less so now because there's more institutional ownership, a lot more stability into the stock. And I think people do see it, making S&P 500 next year. So I think institutions will start to buy more in anticipation of that. But NVIDIA recovering, guys, back to 190. Of course, a lot of people kind of think that's a $200 stock, $210 stock. Tesla, again, it's very speculative because so much does ride on robots, full self-driving, chip strategies, different things that have just going to take a little while to take shape before you can see like the unit economics on these things. They're very exciting, and robots are going to play a bigger role in the future. AI is going to play a bigger role in the future. Who profits? Who wins? Who loses? How does that look? In terms of books, in terms of financials, anybody's guess. But you have to think Tesla is, I think, in a leading position, just given all the talent they've hired. Meta is obviously there too. I think Meta, of all the FANG stocks, I loved Google, guys. I begged you guys to buy 150, 160. Now it's 290, 280. I'm not necessarily buying here. Microsoft, I'd be happy to buy again under 500, but I'm already heavily over allocated to Microsoft. So right now, I think Meta would probably be the stock I would buy. They're dumping NVIDIA ahead of this 10-for-1 stock split, but I think NVIDIA honestly is a little bit overvalued. I think they've put a little bit too much capex into this production, and they have great shows and stuff too, and they're doing very well. And Netflix a great company, but I just frankly think you could buy it a little bit cheaper. That's just my opinion. Everything's about entry points, guys. Google's a great company. I was buying at 150. I'm not necessarily loving it here, but it's almost doubled in price over the course of about a year. So you just have to kind of say, okay, I missed that one. If it comes back to me, great. You'll come back to somehow, I know it won't. You guys like the band Cake? Saw Cake at the Beach Life Festival. It's like didn't miss a beat. Just like they were 30 years ago in Davis, California. Band Cake, I believe, is from Davis or Sacramento area. Great band, man. I love Cake. Well, Frank Sinatra sings stormy weather. The flies and spiders get along together. Cobwebs skip on an old skipping record. An old man sits collecting stamps in a room all filled with Chinese lamps. He saves what others throw away, says that he'll be rich someday. We know of an ancient radiation that Lost dismembered constellations of faintly glimmering radio stations. I think I already did that part. I don't know the rest of the song, but I love Cake do that. Fashion Nugget, what a great record, man. Absolutely crazy great record. They're a weird band, man. Just horns. I love any band with horns. Give me some trumpet, that little, what's that little damper thing at the end of the trumpet? It looks like a plunger. I wish I was talented. I wish I had any talent whatsoever besides being somewhat humorous. Oh, can't play music, can't learn foreign languages, can't concentrate, can't remember anything, can't do STEM, can't do math, can't code to save my life, can't do C++, can't do nothing. Oh, barely figure out what I want to order for lunch. I can't actually. Nothing worse than a fat guy who's just like so much like anxiety and indecisiveness, just super hungry, getting that like fat guy hangry, but just can't like make a decision. It's taking like 3 hours to decide what to have for lunch. Story of my life, guys. Story of my life. Anyway, can anybody remember what I was talking about? I think I was talking about NIO. Let's see if there's anything over at C. Sorry, this show's so bad, guys. I apologize. Let's see. I don't know what happened. All my Google stuff went away. I think I did some kind of big update. BYD and this God's Eye, man. See, that's the thing I love. NIO has a unique selling point. NIO can compete on all these levels. I think NIO, from the premium sort of economy car that is Firefly to the premium mid-level SUVs as L60, L90, they're just about to come out with L80. They did announce the L80 won't come out this year, but L80 is basically the 5-seat version of the L90, which is a 7. So it's a 2-row instead of a 3-row, but shares almost all the components. And the theory being there's such a backlog of orders for the L90. There's so much demand for that. Use those parts to fulfill those orders and then release the L60 when you have a little bit more room to breathe in terms of production. If you're selling out of one product, there's no point in trying to piggyback something else on top of it and then you fuck everything up. So, you know, I think that's a good decision. It's hard to believe how these Chinese guys like Dongfeng Nissan pre-sale hybrid sedan for 15 grand. I like it's a good thing they're not letting these things flood into America because our entire car industry would be completely gone. So this is the deal with the CNEV post. Yeah. So shares of Aspen, this is basically just what I told you. So there's nothing really to see here. We could go to carnewschina.com, see what's going on over there. See if there's any NIO specific news. I don't know if there is. Firefly. Yeah, Firefly, they're giving an upgrade to Leap Motor, Xpeng. Doesn't say what NIO sales were. First ever 2 consecutive weeks, 10,000 cars sold. That was a little while ago. It was a couple weeks ago. Baseless allegations already investigated. Yeah, I think that was a bunch of FUD, a bunch of nonsense. Again, GIC, Singapore's sovereign wealth fund, has a history of suing everybody when they make up what in their perception is a bad investment. So basically, it's sour grapes mixed with tiny wings, mixed with the tears of regret and the longing for yesteryear, a simpler time when the wings were tiny and the wine flowed like water. You know what I'm talking about, Gustav Graves 42. Yeah, very scary morning. I was shaking in my business. Don't be scared of the stock market, guys. Don't be scared of the stock market. It's like, you know, if you're in these volatile stocks and the worst thing you can do is set some kind of ill-advised stop loss and get stopped out, and then it just bounces back up and you're sitting there, tiny wing in hand, hat in hand, going back, driven out in the cold prairie. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. What else is new? So there's really not that much news. NIO ES9 spy shots, real massive dimensions next to China's largest. Yeah, this is really exciting. NIO has great cars in every category, you know, and this ultra luxury SUV is going to solidify them as, you know, a market leader in that ultra luxury category if they hadn't already with the sedan. So, L60 29.5 with BASF's 21,000. You're getting a luxury quality premium car for 21.4. Nobody else can do it. You want some CATL air-cooled battery that's going to burn your testicles every time you sit down on your seat? You're sitting right on that battery. They give you a rule of aluminum foil just to insulate your nuts. Other than that, you're cooking like a hot pocket. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? I think you do. You freaking fruitcake. Oh boy. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess that's my NIO update. Complete incoherent word salad. If there ever was one. It's going back to SOFI. Yeah, they're really loving this level. If you notice, like it's kind of they were holding it at this 29 level pre-market a few days back. So 29 has some internal resistance there. I think even more so than 30 over time. But what else were we going to talk about? Yeah, SMCI was up as much as like 6%, but showing a lot of strength, not a ton of volume on this one, but solid volume and buyers coming back in at these levels. I mean, they almost have to. It's absurdly cheap it's selling below last year's sales. And yes, the argument, I read an article on Seeking Alpha. It was a bad article. It was a stupid article, but I read it anyway because I read everything. I'm a voracious reader. Now, I don't read that many books. I don't read any books, honestly. Once in a while, an investing book, but I read all articles because I find them instructive, even if I disagree with them. And I try to read even more of the articles that I don't agree with, because I'm bearish, I'm bullish everything. Like if I'm not bullish something, I sell it. I'm not a short seller. So, got that covered downstairs. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Manageable. The word is manageable. The word is manageable, ladies. So anyway, it's not going to scare you. It's not going to scare you. It's not like a junkyard dog. Come at you like a poodle. Non-threatening. Let's see. So what were we talking about with Supermicro? Yeah, the big thing they were knocking them on. Okay, the margins have been decreasing the last 4 quarters. Yes, the revenues they've been recognizing are from the dregs of the very end of the last projects of the product cycles that they've been wiping their butt with while they're waiting for Mr. Blackswell's to get online. Now these projects that look at what you can see, they're predicting sales are going to almost double quarter over quarter. Even analysts are predicting sales are going to increase like 50%. So it's clear this next quarter that we're in right now is where the new stuff is coming online. And that's where they're going to get their margins back. That's where Stella's going to get her groove back. That's where Uncle Chucky and Aunt Sarah and the Wiggy are going to get their mojo back. Their mojo is rising, guys. Their mojo is rising. My fire sign is rising, but I think that's just a sign of having too many tacos yesterday and have to go to the restroom. Speaking of restroom, I've been drinking way too much wheat green tea. I desperately have to pee. Does anybody want this show to continue, or should I just wipe this turd out? I want to talk a little bit about prop, and I want to talk a little bit about CRSP. I want to talk a little bit about IOVA. I want to talk a little bit about your little wang. But I don't know. It's really painful. I hate getting old. You got to pee like every 6 minutes. Especially if you drink tea nonstop like a psychopath. Thinking it'll make me wiser just sipping green tea, but you're not supposed to drink a 25-ounce cup every half hour, I wouldn't think. Oh, the great Gustav Graves. The great Devin Ishida is here, 3925. Hello, Devin. Welcome and hello. Welcome and hello. The great MTU Mix. Greetings from Hamburg, Germany. Far away from you. Yes, it's far away, but, we're all together here live on the internet. So what's the difference? Everybody else, they could be the next building, the next town, the next state. Really doesn't make any difference. So in terms of internet, you're my neighbor, buddy. Deal with it. Yeah, we're gonna throw a party, man. We'll try to keep the noise down. Yeah, we're gonna close everything up by about 11. Don't worry about it. You want to come over? We're gonna have some chips and salsa. No hot food. Want any hot food? Bring it yourself. BYOB. Bring your beer. You bring a bottle of whiskey. Bring a keg with you. I don't care, neighbor. What do you know? What do you know? What do you know? What do you say? What do you know? What do you say? That's Polly Walnuts, everybody. Polly Walnuts, great Polly Walnuts from the show The Sopranos. DVBX Big Wang Little Pecker. What a name. Let's Poco indeed. Call me when they finance prostitution. What are you looking to make a little money on the streets there, T Murph? Looking to get you a little piece, get you a little side piece, get you a little no drama, all mama, a little pay to play. Anyway, okay, I'll give you a shout. I don't think Noto's in for any of that moral turpitude, T Murph. You get I actually knew a guy, the underboss of Little Saigon. They call him the Fork, Joey Fiorca. He runs the massage district down there in Little Saigon. So you might want to talk to Joey the Fork. He can definitely get you right. Just kidding, guys. We are definitely not in the practice of hooking people up. No, it's just funny because he was getting a happy ending massage. So kind of associated him with the I don't know, guys. My mind is messed up. I can't help it. I'm sorry. Jay Bizzles. I think NIO shorts increased like Williams drawdown earnings and run after Jean Paul. That's Gordon Ramsay's waiter. Now it gets messy. Now it's messy. Jean Paul. So no, it's Jean Pierre. Who the fuck was it? I like that guy because he doesn't take shit. That's what you need, is a good maitre d' not afraid to stab somebody to make an ill-advised complaint. SMCI, yeah, we're going to do SMCI. Didn't give me a YOLO play, not financial advice. Prop, IOVA, Canadian, FinTech Mafia told, yeah, robot moms will change the world, indeed. The great Alpha D, no tracks full. Carl Seamark, welcome and hello, sir. Good to see you in your color change glasses. Let's see, the great Carl Seamark, the Mattress King of Chicago. Welcome and hello, Carl. Hello and welcome. Got to get that deep voice, that deep dish. That deep dish pizza, know what I mean? Know what I mean? Optimus 2.5, 1,500 tasks, 3,000 tasks, 4. Yeah, but there's all these versions, right, Travis? But they're not like, why aren't they selling them? Why aren't they releasing? It's just not there yet. It's kind of like Robotaxi and full self-driving. Like, I think I've seen the full self-driving. It's incredible. It's an incredible accomplishment there, but they're selling the thing for 10 years. So it's just hard as an investor to gauge because they're not telling us how many units of this robot are you going to sell, when, at what price, at what margins? That's what I need to know. I don't care if they're widgets, springs, boner pills, penile enhancement pills, marital aids, tiger balm, penis pills, ginseng, boner enhancing pills. I don't care what you're buying at the convenience store, guys. It's not my concern. Boner pills, whatever. Not here to judge anybody. I know YouTube's analytics have told me I do have one of the most poorly endowed, most intelligent, but tiny wing audiences on all of YouTube. Even smaller than the great Stock Mo. I think you're really going to like what he has for you. Unbranded baseball caps and horrible advice. Buy Shiba Inu. Take my course. Buy Shiba Inu. I mean, not to say you couldn't make money with that stuff, but I dipped a toe in the water. I bought some Bitminer this morning. I'm not a big crypto guy, but I just okay, it's half price from where all the hipsters were buying it. They're fancy shoes and tight pants. You can see the bulge. If the bulge boys are coming in, the bulge boys, we're in a death match feud with Billy Jack and the Butt Crack boys down Texarkana. Billy Jack, of course, emerged victorious. Oh, I used to love that bluegrass band, Billy Jack and the Butt Crack Boys. I used to jug with them. Boom, 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 boom. I always give the fat guy the jug or the tuba, whatever it might be. Assume a fat guy wants a big instrument. Maybe I want to play a piccolo. Maybe I want to play a flute. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe I'm the male Adele. Maybe I'm Gary Gaga. Maybe I was born this way. Is Born This Way even a Lady Gaga song? I don't know. I've never even heard Born This Way. I just like to say it. I don't know what it is. SOFI moving back up a little bit. You guys want to talk anything else? You guys want to talk about anything? I'm going to pee my pants. So it's easier to make human. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense, Travis. Of course, yeah. For if you're gonna have something that's general and can do a bunch of different stuff, yeah, that does make a lot of sense. I don't know though that it makes sense to say like, okay, give it 5 fingers, like Xpeng, they had to give it, boobs. I don't know if it has to be anatomically correct. Like, what kind of schlang are you gonna put on this thing? Probably Elon's gonna overcompensate. Well, everybody, it needs like a big penis. I don't know. Elon just giving the robot a huge penis just for like to be funny. I could just see him to do it to be funny. This antenna is strategically placed. We need to link up with Starlink. The only place we had room in the design and the CAD was down here between the legs. So any anatomical, resemblance to this and a giant schlong is completely coincidental. Sure, Elon. Sure. And he's just smirking and laughing. Looks just coincidental. It's just a big mushroom antenna there, big mushroom tipped antenna. Purely coincidental. God damn the Cybertruck too. I said that right from the beginning, right when I said build the economy car. Stack them high and sell them. What do they say? Stack them, sell them, stack them high and sell them cheap. It's like selling hotcakes. I just look at what these Chinese companies are doing. It's like, well, there's no money in it. There's no margin. You're everything with you is a dick measuring contest. And everything with you want it to look like it's from Tron or from RoboCop or from fucking Judge Dredd. That's my Stallone impression.
You might say, well, but I don't even need the money from TV. I need my money from stand-up, This is a steam-powered car. You believe that? I don't like to offend anybody. I like to take a position, Take a political position. What's the point? Alienate half your audience. Why take a position?
Yeah, fuck you, Jay. No, I like Jay. He's funny. He's good. He's a great performer. He's a little too safe for me. Plays everything. He loves everybody.
Yeah, I love you guys. I love this band. You see if you do, then cover art. See the cover art. Seen it? Anybody seen it?
No, Jay, I haven't. It's awkward interaction with like his band members. Yeah, Jay, that's cool.
Yeah, you guys.
Branford. Travis Murphy, you and your Tiny Wayne make a lot of good points, my man. Appreciate it. The massive neural nets they have trained for full self-driving ports over to the op. Yeah, no, I get that. I get it. Yeah, it's all the same. I mean, it's learning. It doesn't matter if you're telling it, drive from Kansas City to Los Angeles with no intervention, or you're telling it to, go to the store, buy everything, and make me a ham sandwich. It's learning to do things. It's learning to think. It's learning to do steps. It's learning to solve problems. Yeah, it's all. I get that all the AI is is applicable to numerous things, and you just kind of tweak it. And it's a data set. You got it all. I have read a lot about how AI works. I can't say I understand it fully. But the more I read, the more, because I'm just not a technical guy. I'm a caveman. I'm a knuckle dragger. I'm a hammer swinger. I'm a flim flam man, salesman. Sold aluminum siding, sold Cutco, sold Kirby, sold it all. I don't care. You give me anything, I'll be the top salesman anywhere. I sold aerospace parts. I don't even know what the hell they are. Build satellites. What's a satellite? I don't even know. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to get more money for those fucking parts than anybody else. And I'm going to sell more of them because I don't take no for an answer. Got what people call a strong, obnoxious personality. God, guys, what's wrong with me? Where's Dr. Bob when you need him? Dr. B, get in here. I need some electroshock therapy. I need a lobotomy. I'm in desperate need of a penis installment. Oh, been saving up for a penis installment for years. Just can't catch a break. A lot of razzle dazzle indeed, Alfred E. Knoxtroll. Travis, is that a jab at my weight? You son of a bitch. How dare you? I do love cake, and that's a good pun, yeah, because I actually do enjoy I like a German chocolate cake. My favorite is probably carrot cake. If anybody, I don't like carrot top as much, but I do like carrot cake. If anybody wants to send me a giant carrot cake from like Daisy Cakes or anything, I'll give you my address on the DL, on the down low, on the DM. Just poke me on Friendster. I like a good cinnamon roll, like a hoagie. I like a hoagie, like burritos, like tacos, like any type of Asian food, sushi, Chinese food, probably Thai is one of my favorites. Love spicy foods. I love bland foods. I like sausages, potatoes, rice. Love, Persian food is probably the best thing ever. Oh my God, kebab. Give me some Rafi kebab. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? You're going to give a fat guy like a portion of rice for like a family of 6 and then a bunch of pats of butter. Just expect me not to eat it all. Hey, you're only supposed to eat about 1/5 of that rice. Oh, I'm sorry. I just finished it. It's 8 pounds of rice. Well, give me that much on my plate. That's how much I eat. I have no off switch when it comes to carbo loading. Oh, don't worry. I'm going to be running a 10K a little bit later. Really? No. Fat old guy. Always say that. Like, why are you out of breath just from coming up the stairs? No, no, silly. I just ran a 10K. I'm in the middle of a big bike race. Scat man of stock picking like the Shat man. What's going on? The premium of the option is here. SOFI is indeed SoFly, amigo. I don't know. They're shitting on it a little bit today, holding it 2150, but I think it's going to pop here a little bit at the end of the day. A little pistol pop on Poppy Street. You know what I mean? You're thirsty. Please grab a Sprite. Ain't going down too fast, too crazy. It went down the avenue. Forget who that is. Some rapper out of Long Beach. Crip. Good rapper, though. I don't advocate, gang life, thug life, any type of criminal activity, but I do like, hip hop. So shit comes from the hood, I can't relate. I don't know. Fat suburban douche, but I like the good flows. Oh man. Anyway, what's up? What's up, Clap My Dog? How do you feel about the great David Coverdale announcing his retirement from White? Was that recent? I don't know. I mean, here I go again on my own, going down the only road I've ever known. Like a drifter, I was born to walk alone, but I made up my mind. Walk along lonely street of dreams. Here I go again on my own. Yeah, I don't know what's new, but close some loops and open some new ones. Leaps, you mean? How is the SoFi opera going? I've got the damn thing, but it's all so depressing because it's like I wrote most of it when the stock was down. I was dealing with a bunch of weight issues, depression, anxiety, fatness, overeating. I was snacking a lot, eating a lot, licking my fingers, eating a lot of chicken strips, actually. Like a child, a bunch of like chicken nuggets. You have a 30-piece nugget? Fuck, I'm just a big fat fuck. Hopeless. Anyway, you're the Chris Angel of making ho-hos. Yeah, I got a magic trick. Where'd it go? Group of teenagers just come by and stole the whole box of ho-hos. You wouldn't believe it. You got a bunch of chocolate and icing stuck in your beard. Yeah, they threw some at me. They pelted me with them, those little bastards. They didn't have any tomatoes. Throwing pastries and donuts at me. You have an apple fritter lodged behind your ear. It's like that quarter trick. And so they reach behind your ear. Grandpa reaches behind my ear and pulls out an apple fritter. What the hell is this doing, bro? I'm saving that for later. Oh, you sons of bitches. Leave me alone. I'm hungry. It's a NIO. I have no. Listen, they're hitting that 500,000 run rate. The swaps are up. I think the partner cars will come. To say you gotta have the patience of Job with this one. You gotta have like a glacial timeline, biblical, not even a biblical, like a, archaeological, like a Paleolithic. When's NIO gonna finally pay off? Oh, probably in the next Mesozoic era somewhere. Probably when, cockroaches go extinct. William Lee lets his hair grow out, lets his hair down. It was some bullshit thing where he drives across the country. It was a goddamn partner car, God's sake. Okay, I want to talk about prop and IOVA briefly, but guys, I literally am going to pee my pants. So I'll be back in, I'm not going to say 30 seconds, a minute, because I do insist on washing my hands with soap. So you guys can leave if you want to. I don't care. I hate you anyway. All right. As the great Philip Seymour Hoffman once said, "What's up, douchebags?" Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. Thanks, Rag Trade. Danny Beck made a fortune with some SOFI calls. There you go. Yeah, me and Not a Lurker swung out of our calls, some calls right up around 32 because we're geniuses. But I'm not dumping any shares here. I'm not selling SOFI shares below 100. Not doing it. Noto's saying trillion. Noto's saying top 10. I believe him. I believe they can do it. I believe they're building a monster here. Let me tell you guys something about SOFI. If you want a sure thing, as close as you can get to a small company that's going to become a giant company, I think SOFI is about as sure a thing as you can get in that arena. They have the business model. They have what I call surface water. They can take market share infinitely from these mega banks. The TAM is infinite. It's like, do you want to just make easy profits that are right here? You can build a better mousetrap and you could take this easy surface water, or do you want to drill down and frack and reinvent the wheel and you get better margins, you get more excitement if you're Palantir, if you're Hood, they're talking about this, predictive, all this predictive stuff. And it's essentially like just gambling markets, but I'm not saying it's a bad thing. You are going to make, a bunch of profit, but is this really what you want to build a long-term business on? Shout out to the greatest of the great, Princess J, by the way. Love you, sweetheart. I guess maybe you do because the margins are great and everything. But again, you see the vulnerability, I think, with the crypto crashes and stuff. I think SOFI is built to weather a storm. I think SOFI is built to weather a recession, weather a down market. They're always hedging. They're always a step ahead. They're not going to have that disastrous year or quarter because management's too good. Management is too good. They're too good for you. They're too good for me. They're too good for all of us. Let's see. Carl C. Mark, all these dumps have been lower volume days where the buyers are. Yeah. I think sellers are getting exhausted here, but I think buyers are also somewhat exhausted. I think a lot of us blew our load around the ER. We got too excited, premature. What's another? I can't think of a word for buying that rhymes with ejaculation. So anyway, remuneration, that means like pay for, I think. So anyway, NIO short check. Oh yeah, sorry. Apologies. NIO short check. I don't even have NIO in here. Way too long since I covered NIO, I guess, huh? So NIO shares purchased SBI Securities. Mitsubishi takes a stock. That's great if Mitsubishi's on there. Guangdong Auto Show too. NIO short check. So they are shorting 2.1 million shares today, borrowing 10 million. Wow. Cost to borrows come so far down. You guys remember cost to borrow is like 6. They've really taken the pressure off the pressure cooker, hit the old release vent, if you know what I mean. Utilization, 63%. Cost to borrow, 0.64. That's not going to scare anybody, much like your tiny wing. Short interest of free float is 11.24%. Days to cover 2, short interest value, just under $1 billion. What you see, though, why I think this is very bullish setup, shares on loan, 80 million, short interest, double that. Remember, not long ago, it was a reverse scenario. There was like 220 million shares on loan. There was like almost 460 million, or I mean, there was 220 million shares sold short, and there was 460 million shares on loan, I believe. So this is, I think there's going to be a base set here. And I think the chart I showed you that shows kind of where 6 fits into the puzzle, it leveled up. That's going to be your fulcrum. That's going to be your pivot. That's going to be where the weighing balances, the scales of justice, if you will. Lady Justice in our tiny wing scale, believe me. Yours wouldn't even register. But anyway. Liking the vibe. Dude ass face likes the vibe. Old third leg, Oleg Alexandrov. Greetings from rainy Ireland. What's going on? You're my neighbor in my headspace, Oleg. How you doing? Been a while since I heard from you. Good to see you. Travis Murphy is liking some comedy. Everybody's liking the vibe. We're here. We're having a good time, guys. We're having a good time. That's all I know. Curious about prop. Short interest was 8 million shares. Let's check it out, Chris. Get a pump. You get a pump for both of us. I'll check the shorts, guys. Ask me if you guys want to. I'm doing an innovation. I think I'm going to IPO it a little bit later. It's internet health clubs. It's online health clubs for those of us that don't like to work out. It's going to be a small widget down in the corner of your screen that's constantly doing calisthenics for you. So it's going to be like an AI workout, and you're not going to have to do a thing. You don't even have to put those little electrodes on your abs. You just got a little widget down there working out for you all day long while you're at the office. You're surfing the internet, you're watching stepmom stuck in the dryer porn, whatever you're doing with your time, you know. How many times can your stepmom get stuck in the dryer, for God's sake? It's a huge opening. She's not obese. Doesn't really make any sense, does it? I hate porn. It's just so stupid. Anyway, it's even worse than it was like when I was a teen. At least it made some sense back then. Now it's just ridiculous. But anyway, this isn't a adult show, so sorry about that. Prop, yeah, they're covering. That's interesting. Covering 300,000 shares, and there's 7 million shares sold short. So let's take a look. Let's dig a little deeper, shall we, Chris? P90X. It's more than just skin deep. It's more than just a beefcake. He's an intellectual. I'm a bird. You got to let me fly. I thought you just did P90X. No, I write poetry. All right. I stand corrected. So yeah, 25%. That's come down considerably. Shares on loan, court. There's a lot of shit. They're definitely in a position to attack. They can always just borrow more shares, but I was like, why are they paying the borrow fee, which is fairly costly, if they're not going to sell the shares short? Is it to lock the shares up? And there's people have described to me who know a lot more than me the mechanics. If you have shares on loan, they can't sell the shares, but it does certain other things that like shadow share count. People, I don't know. It acts as like an anti-dilutive, the opposite of dilution. I don't know. What is that? What the hell's the opposite of dilution? Concentration, I guess. Oh God, I have no idea what I'm talking about. It's not totally obvious. Happy ending is called the craft work. You can just classify it all under short wang medication. Indeed, I classify everything that way. No need for the synonyms. Tom Lee, Granny Shots has the highest weighting now for SOFI. Interesting. Need a pair of pants that show some bulge despite wang challenge. I can hook you up, JB. I can take those in the bulge for you. No problem. Get your tiny wing set up in a little banana hammock for you. Microphallus, less than 2.5. Talk 2.5 flaccid? 2.5 flaccid would be a dream for me, just like a dad bod. No, because if you're working with a big fat gun, you got a lot of stuff going on under the fat. So it all depends. Like I said, if you're going to measure my wing, you're going to need somebody from the Army Corps of Engineers. You're going to need a skip loader. You're going to need a backhoe. You're going to need a couple of come-alongs. You're going to need a 8,800-pound Warren winch. You're going to need a lot of stuff. You're going to need a gynecological table. Got to get everything pulled back in the proper position. You get right down to that base. If you're not getting down to that bone, then you're shortchanging me. 4.5. 4.5 D's nuts. Oh, you're counting the nuts? Now, guys, enough about your tiny wang. You guys are projecting. You guys are trying to project your tiny wang onto me, and I'm not going to take it. I'm rubber, you're glue. Your tiny wang bounces off me and still yours. You're the proud parent of a tiny wang. Smaller robot holding mini water would most. Yeah. If you give me a mini water with a tiny wang robot, like an R2D2, an R tiny D2. Sad to see SOFI held low. Yeah, it's sad, but it's very strong. I mean, it's still, 10% off the highs. It's nothing. This is healthy retracement. This healthy price action. I think Kramer might have been right for once. That son of a bitch doing everything for the charitable trust, buying his pants at Kmart, hunching his shoulders over, trying to seem relatable. Little short sleeve shirt. Charitable trust, my ass. Bet the guy lives a real Spartan existence. Lives lean just to give more to charity. Fuck you. She mentions that charitable trust constantly. Just say I'm buying and selling these stocks and try and, blow smoke up my ass, tell me what a great guy you are. That's funny. That's funny. Alfred. Market makers continue to walk down SOFI. Not really. They're not. I mean, last time they walked it down to 25, it was 27 at the lowest, and then it popped right back up. So weak walk down. Cybercuck had to build drivers toilet sale, no doubt. Tommy Boy, lobotomy. Yeah, I love Tommy Boy. It's one of my favorites. Well, you got a Nobel Prize. Don't knock it. Yeah, don't knock it till you try it. Apple pie or pumpkin pie. I'm an apple pie guy. I'm not a big pumpkin pie fan, to be honest with you. It's like big mushy throw up. I don't know. Not really a fan. If you ever go to NorCal, best Viet Bomb burritos. Yeah, I grew up in NorCal, new NorCal. I know my way around a burrito, but you got to give me specifics. Kava, game over. Let's see. Didn't take a look at it. Devin, Kava, the restaurant. Yeah, Jazz Hands and Muffin Tops, two of my specialties. Vince Staples. Fatness is a serious illness. Did you get fatness is? I don't call it an illness, but yeah, it's the worst thing for your health, man. Being fat is horrible. Bad for your heart. Every cancer risk goes up. Blood pressure. Not even just that, but all your joints, your knees. Try playing 3 sets of tennis vigorously at 340 pounds. And I mean, I'm beating people half my weight. Imagine if I was a healthy weight. I'd be unstoppable, guys. Somebody get me in shape. I wish I could afford to move Nautilurker cross country with his whole family. Just set him up in a nice coastal mansion. Get him running my entire life. That's what I need. Oh, need me some Nautilurker. What's up, Bobby Joe? Accumulation, yeah, never distribution. Never distribution, Bobby Joe. Always accumulate. Can SOFI private label lend, including home loans, make enough margin to make a claim? They can do it at a better cost than anybody else. They own the AI lender. They own the entire backbone. I don't see how anybody can outcompete SOFI. How are you going to out-Nodo SOFI? You ain't going to out-Nodo SOFI. It's been notarized. Notarized. Noto Republic. Know what I'm saying? Now what I'm saying? You get it? Instead of Noto Republic, it's Noto Republic, like the California Republic. Gotta have $1 million idea every 10 seconds. Just can't monetize, can't harness. Anywho, Skur. Yeah, I didn't even fix the washing machine. That's funny. Yeah, 2.5 inches erect. Okay, I'm safe. I'm safe. No microfouls. Anyway, guys, I guess we're gonna talk about IOVA. So what are they doing with IOVA today besides just kicking it in both nuts? Yeah, back up to 240. This thing's been flirting like 250, 270, back to 230. The shorts are all over this one. Let's get an IOVA check just for laughs. I'll give you a check of SMCI short, and who else did we forget? CRISPR short. I don't think we did anything about CRISPR. There's really no news on CRISPR. They just walk the thing down and play around with it. So short interest on IOVA up 1,035%. This stock has short squeeze big time. It just one bull has to get interested, and it's completely game over. It's absolutely off to the races. I mean, utilization 70 shares on loan. There's not enough shares on loan. They're going to be in big trouble if one more great data set comes out. I mean, God forbid you start getting like buyout rumors. This stock could make a massive move up to like that. I mean, this could be the next SMMT. I mean, I 25x SMMT in not that long. I saw the founder buy 100 million in the open market, and I was like, okay. One of the founders was like, let's go. I just started buying. I was like, and it's not a big company. You don't see those type of insider buys. So, anyway, yeah, Iovance, it's not going to be much, big news coming out unless there's like readout. So, but I think everything is trending in a great direction with their pipeline. The lung cancer data was just absolutely amazing. And if you saw, I know SMMT has the deal in China, and they're, Acaso, and they're have this whole foothold in China. It's a whole other thing, but it does show, lung cancer data 30x, huge potential. This stock's not going to do that, but I think it could very well, 5x, 6x. Over time, it could definitely 10x. I mean, if they become the standard of care for the non-small cell lung cancer, and that this data holds up and it provides the benefits that this small sample set indicates, then this is incredible and of incredible value. Many billions, many billions, a plethora of billions. So anyway, I guess that's my Iovance update. I don't know what the volume is. Needs volume to move because the shorts are just stepping on this with everything there. So it's 10 million. Okay, some pretty decent volumes, pretty decent volume there yesterday. Let's give you the SMCI short interest. Yeah, they're holding on to this one too. Let it run up a little bit, stepped on it. Let's take a look-see. Little look-see here. How about a look-see? Okay, so good profits, took a state judge. I don't know what the hell that's all about. Shares being returned. Yeah, a little tiny bit of covering, and then shares being taken off of borrow. So 16%, still very significant short, but nothing like we've seen in the past on this stock. I think it was up to like 30 or something. That's one of the reasons I bought it. I was like, why are they on this so much? But anyway, yeah, back to SOFI, back up to 28.50. This is just holding this thing for options. I mean, holding on for dear life. SOFI has some really nice volume again today. 68 million shares. So I don't know. I don't know how they're selling all these shares. They're not convincing retail or market makers that the stock is worth less than this. Remember, Turdman sucks. Some of these others, UBS, they throw out a call at like 28, 27. It's like a magnet for the stock. Market makers coalesce around their nonsense narrative and try to accumulate down 26, 27s, even 28s. They're unable. I mean, retail, we're buying all the dips. Payush is buying every single dip, all the dip. Payush just vacuums up these shares like a, elephant sucking up water at a watering hole. Whatever. All right, guys, you take your 2.5-inch wieners, and you have yourselves a great day. I got to run. I can't talk anymore. I'm going to take my tiny wing and make some tea. It's UnPocoMas. Would like to thank the greatest, the great Princess Jay, the great QT. Would like to thank Nautilurker, the great Jay Money. Would also like to thank the great Alberto Bertie Aviles. He's gone walkabout. Whenever he comes back, hopefully he rejoins us here on UnPocoMas, but he has bigger and better things to do. So we salute you, Alberto. You have broken away from us. The little babies all grows up. The birds leave the nest, but we appreciate you and your facial hair wherever you might be. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot, Carl. Thanks a lot, Jesus. Thanks, Santran. Thanks, Bobby Joe. Thanks, Brian with Y. James Gove. We got Devin Ishida. Thanks, Devin. We got the great Alfredino Tracks Full. We got Chris P90X, our man with the lats. We got the great Travis Murphy, walking around with a tiny boner, but doing it like a boss. We got, who else was here? J-Biz, we got Noah West, Jabroni Brains, everybody, Rag Trade, thanks, J-Biz, I talked to you already. I think that's everybody who was here. The great Oleg Alexandrov, thanks for stopping by. Daniel Wendt, the great man in the cowboy hat and dress shirt, love the Doors. Let's see, the band or my office? I owe you lunch and a drink. You owe me nothing. Back in SMCI. Thanks, buddy. I got to know SOFI. Absolutely. I'm very happy you got into SOFI. Hopefully, you made a ton of money. Hands off me, booty. You know, it's just a waiting game. Indeed, hands off me, booty. I will try to keep your pirate's treasure where it is. Carl Seamark, thanks for joining us. Carl, Premier of the Option, thanks for joining us. The great Premier of the Option. Oh, I can't read through everybody else. Bryson 9985 taking the motorcycle out. Have a good Friday. Thanks, Bryson. Thanks for stopping by. You're not here anymore. Good, healthy work-life balance. Thanks, Bryson. Jay Scofi, Canadian FinTech Mafia. We got the great S.J. Tavares was here. Jean-Paul K. Jay Biz, the rest of you guys. Anybody else I missed? MT Mooks, be a little Wang Big Pecker guy. Thank you. Devin Ashita, Gustav Graves, John Malone, the great Joe Scofi, the great Alex. One zerp for the great Hands Off Me Booty, Alex Premium, Rune. MDN in 1980, Rune 54. I don't know. People like it when I say their names. People are more likely to come back. I don't know. It's all this bullshit YouTube psychology, but I can't deal with it anymore, guys. I got to go. I'm super tired. And yeah, I'm going to go get me some carnitas. Nobody tell Not a Lurker. Nobody tell Princess J. But Danny needs carnitas. Maybe I'll be back with you later. Probably I won't because you guys are boring. You got tiny wings. You're broke pikers. You're going to go run and run on home, grab your shine box for your side hustle because we're all going broke here on the markets. But anyway, hope you guys have a great weekend. Keep it safe. Keep it poco. Remember to poco. Whenever you get down, you're at the end of your rope, just hang on and poco, guys. Dance, do some jazz hands. Do what you got to do. Do a little lambada, little dirty dancing. Hump a tree. What the hell do I care, guys? Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, everybody. I am out. Peace.